Today we're going to cover a few things that may or may not, depending on the trans person, upset them. But first, two very common misconceptions that a lot of people have about trans people. First, trans does not mean gay. My sexual orientation and the way I view myself as my gender are completely separate, and it's different for each and every trans person. Like myself, I view myself as female, and I view myself as bisexual. Kind of leaning more towards females, but still bisexual. And two, trans and intersex are not the same thing. Okay, so starting with the list, number 1, outing me to other people. Now, this is especially bad if you know the trans person that you're outing. You don't out a trans person to somebody else, especially if they don't know them. It can be even worse if they do know them. They're obviously withholding that information for a reason. And if it's somebody that they don't know, then they don't need to know. There's no reason for anybody that the trans person has not gone out of their way to go and tell themselves to know anything about them, because people will start making assumptions and people will start treating them different if they do come across them. So please leave it to the trans person to out themselves to whoever they want. Don't feel like it is your right to go and out them to anybody, because it's not. Number 2, you know a trans person, do not bring up their past unless they are okay with it. Like, especially if it's me, if I bring up my past and I'm talking with you, then feel free to ask questions within reason at that point in time. But don't keep bringing it up over and over again, or whenever you're in company of somebody else bringing up, oh hey, don't you know when Paige was, still a guy, it's just rude. Honestly, if I was in the room with you, I'd probably slap you. Alright, number 2, talking about our downstairs. Whatever you do, don't just start talking about it. Please. It is the most awkward conversation you can possibly start, unless you are like best friends or dating this person, then maybe you might be able to bring it up, but don't just like go in and start calling it stuff. It's their junk, their call. You might as well walk up to a woman and go and ask her if she's had a yeast infection. Chances are you'll get pretty much the same reaction. Yet again, I'm speaking about myself. I can't necessarily go and speak for every other trans person. Number 3, asking us what our birth name or real name is. Obviously, with certain people, me included, we've already switched our names, and therefore our chosen name is our real legal name. And honestly, especially if I don't know you, I'm not gonna tell you anyways. And that goes with number 4, either using the wrong name because you know what our birth name or old name is and our preferred name, and you're choosing to use the wrong name on purpose, or the wrong pronouns on purpose. That is a surefire way to make any trans person either very angry or very upset. And if you can't bring yourself to use our chosen pronoun and you're trying to avoid pronouns, please, whatever you do, do not refer to us as an it. I will look at you like you're an idiot. Number 5, pointing out our issues like we don't already know what they are. Like, yes, I know my nose is a little big. Yes, I know my voice is not quite right. I know all of these things, so why do you have to point them out? And that also goes with telling us to get over it. Anybody goes to tell me to get over being trans because everybody has their own issues to deal with, and that's just it. So quit talking about it. I will tell you to fuck off, because sorry about that, got myself a little worked up, but that's the end of today's video. Be sure to hit that like button and comment down below, because later on this week I am going to be posting my 2-year HRT video, and if you have any questions, be sure to go and put them down there or on my Facebook, or you can send them to me on Twitter, and I'll be sure to go and answer as many as I can. As usual, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.